The following program is brought to you by Kevin Shorey Ministries and our family of friends.
Hey, it's the day we've been looking forward to. It's the Promised Land Zoo. We're here all day at the zoo. Holiday Insights actually calls this day a holiday dogs in politics, like presidents who had dogs, famous dogs.
Yeah, speaking of dogs,
I don't know
Kevin,
what that has to do with.
I brought my dog to the zoo today.
You got your dog.
Yeah, isn't he cute?
Jay,
Look at that guy.
That's not a dog, Jay.
Well, sure it is. Buckaroo Bryce told me.
Buckaroo Bryce told me that's a striped possum from New Guinea.
No, he told me this is a Cajun Ralph dog.
No, not so much.
Buckaroo
But we got some big dogs behind us. You see those big dogs?
Yeah, they're everywhere here at the zoo.
It's going to be a great day.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Roll it. The Christian entertainment capital of the world, it's the Kevin Shorey Show, coming to you from the Promised Land Zoo in Branson, Missouri. Today, Kevin's special guest, the Promised Land Zoo. And now, here's your host, Kevin Shorey. Hey, and we're back, and we're feeding a camel. His name is Goliath, and he is as hungry as I am right now.
Yeah.
Man, what a great day here at the zoo. We're just really getting started. It's going to be a great day with Buckaroo Bryce and about 5 or 6 or more animals coming up in just a bit, but we're here with the camel, and he's feeding. Speaking of feeding, we need to feed the animal called... called television, yes. And so we need your help, and you can help us with the leadership gift. It's the Justin Special. What is the Justin Special?
Justin Special gets your generator for $4.99.
Wow, with the solar panel?
We're going to play a commercial. It'll say $5.99, but that's incorrect.
But don't listen, we have
I've
changed
cut it down to $4.99.
Exactly.
Free shipping too, Kevin.
That's right. Everything you need for a solar-powered fuelless generator. Oh. Yeah, he's getting his
he's almost out of milk.
Fuel,
we
right?
better,
yeah, let me try some of this. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
This amazing solar generator is easy to use, portable, and affordable. Keep one in your car for emergencies, camping trips, or tailgate parties. The included solar panel collects free sunlight and stores extra energy in its lithium batteries. Get one for your house to charge your phone, computers, or run your lights to lower your electric bill. Just a few years ago, a generator like this would cost thousands of dollars. Today, just $599. And the second generator for only $499. It's 100% tax deductible and your satisfaction guaranteed. Call now at 209-44-KEVIN. We'll include 2 LED lights, AC charger, USB connectors for your smartphones and iPads, 1 solar panel, and for a limited time, free shipping. For more information, visit kevinshorey.com or call us at 209-44-KEVIN. Thank you for your continued support.
And we're here. Jay's with me. And hi, Jay.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. Love it. I've been looking forward to this day at the Promised Land Zoo. We want the whole world to know about this zoo. It's wonderful. The promises of God everywhere in the Promised Land Zoo. And you just walk. You can walk through the zoo at your leisure. You can pet the animals and a lot of the animals, and actually feed a lot of the animals. The emus, taking my hand off. This is a prosthetic. I'm just kidding. And no, it's just a great, fun zoo. And here's our fun guy. You want to introduce him? What's his name?
Buckaroo Bryce.
Do your thing, Buckaroo Bryce. Here's a live animal show.
Thank you, guys. Well, I hope you guys are having a good morning. Welcome, first of all. So what we do for these shows, we bring out 6 animals that we keep in our nutrition building back behind you guys. So a lot of them are actually off exhibit. So don't look too hard for them when you walk around the park, because they're not out here. But the best part is anything we bring out during the show, you guys are welcome to pet them. So feel free to do so. We're going to bring every animal right up here. They're either going to jump on the stump themselves, or we'll bring them up to the front of the stage for you. Once they're in position, you guys are welcome to come through and pet them. 2 people petting at a time is fine. No more than 2, though, so they're not too crowded. And everything is safe. I don't want you guys to be afraid to pet. But that being said, don't stick your mouth or your finger in their mouth to see if they're safe. Just pet on the backside or the tail. When you are done petting each animal, use a little sanitizer. I have it on each side of the stage. Rub that in. Once your hands are dry, you guys are ready for the next animal. So, sound good? Yeah? You guys ready for the first animal?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll bring her out then. And this is Marsha handling for me. So, this one right here is pretty recognizable. And I already heard someone say it. This is a red kangaroo joey. Her name's Kaya. And if you want to start petting, yeah, just pet her right on the back of the head. She might raise up a little bit, but they're super soft, so you'll like it. Now, we have a mob of red kangaroos right over there, so that's what the group's called. And you'll notice that a lot of them are actually gray, and that's because the males are the ones that turn that red color. And you'll notice the males over there starting to get that red pattern. Females tend to stay more grayish blue. Now, these guys are known for their jumping ability, and you can see those feet. They're called macropod, which actually means Bigfoot. And these guys can, they can cover over 30 feet in a single bound, no problem, and hop up to 45 miles an hour. So extreme power. And if you watch them move around, you'll see that their back feet move in sync. It's impossible for them to walk like us because their hips are kind of fused. So both feet go at the same time. Now, probably the other common thing you guys know about a kangaroo is that they have a pouch, right? I mean, we were carrying her in that. That's kind of a comfort thing. So they are marsupials. A lot of people don't realize, though, those pouches are for, we'll call it an external incubator. Their babies are born extremely small, about that big when they're born. And so the pouch is where they actually do the developing. So they'll climb up in, hop in the pouch, and stay there for a while until one day they climb out. We give them a job so that they can put food on the table, and they're good to go. So do you guys have any questions about her or about kangaroos? All right. Well, we'll bring out the next animal then. He's not as cute, but he's impressive. So this guy's not going to be as soft, but he does feel pretty cool, almost like rubber. And if you guys want to pet him, you can. This is Jabba. You might be familiar with his work. Jabba is a giant African bullfrog. These guys are also called African pixie frogs. So if you hear that, it's the same animal, two different names. These guys actually get about 4.5 pounds, so they are one of the bigger frogs in the world. But what really sets them apart, they actually have teeth in that mouth. So you can't see that part. Hopefully you don't feel it. No, you'll be all right. But the teeth are used for grabbing large prey items. As you can tell, this guy doesn't care about a housefly. He's on to bigger and better things. In the wild, he'll eat anything from mice to minnows, snakes, other frogs. They're also cannibals. So if it's out there and it fits, it's food for these guys. You should watch it. They'll even eat birds. It's pretty remarkable. Now, when you have that kind of appetite, you make mistakes. You guys ever grocery shopped hungry? Yeah, right? Everything looks great. And you usually get too much or stuff that's not good for you. If if a bug crosses his path and he eats it, a lot of times it happens to be toxic, right? So what does he do? Well, he has one of the gnarliest tricks out there. Instead of the meal coming back up, those guys can regurgitate their whole stomach lining. So it turns inside out, air pushes it up, he reaches in with his hand and wipes his own stomach clean. And then once he thinks he's good to go, he just swallows it back down. So might be one of the grosser things you'll hear today, but it's a good one, right? Usually the boys like it. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about him? All right. Well, I think we're going to have a cuter one coming out now, so we'll see what you think about him. This is one of my favorite little animals that we use here. So this is Petey, and if you guys want to pet him now that he's up here, you can. And yeah, you guys are right. This is a black-tailed prairie dog.
Dog day.
Dog day, yeah. Now, they are. I heard somebody say groundhog. They're in that family, the ground squirrel family. Why are they called dogs? Do you guys know?
They bark.
They bark. Yes.
They really bark?
They bark. Now it's not. It's more like you stepped on your dog's foot bark, but they do make about 8 little noises, and these guys can communicate. Now, it's not just random sounds at random occurrences. They set up a system. So every noise they make will mean something, and it's usually geared towards different predators. That way, the group knows if it's a hawk or a snake coming their way. So they can identify that they can talk to each other a little bit. And the way they build is pretty cool too. And you'll see we have a prairie dog colony right down past the lion and tiger exhibit. You'll see the holes. These guys dig about 6 feet in depth before they start branching out. And if you've seen an ant farm, that's kind of what a prairie dog town looks like. Rooms, tunnels, cubby holes, whatever you want to call them. But these guys are a little bit smarter than just building random rooms. They have a room for pretty much anything you could think of. There's food storage, nurseries. They even have restrooms, which might not be cool to you guys, but anything that poops underground is a dream for us. So we love prairie dogs. If only God would have taught the baboons how to do that, my life would be a lot easier. But so Petey's a little over 3 years old. That is full grown for the blacktail prairie dogs. And you'll find these guys everywhere west of here to the Rockies and from Canada down to Mexico. Huge range. There's also 4 other species of prairie dogs that make up that area as well. So you might see different tail colors, little different size, shapes. So, yeah, but do you guys have any questions about Petey? They mainly graze for grass, hay, alfalfa, but, you know, they'll eat nuts and berries too. They get almonds when they're up here. So it started out with Honey Nut Cheerios, but they were like, if we're working, we need a little higher grade. So we had to go with the slivered almonds now. All right, guys. Well, we'll bring out the next animal then as soon as she grabs it. This one's not going to appease, or I guess appeal to most people, but it's not bad. You handled Orange Julius. This one's nothing for you, right?
Nothing.
So this snake is actually a pretty common one, and some of you guys might know somebody who even has one. This is what's called a ball python. This one's name is Monty because we couldn't help it, but this is full grown. Now, these snakes are from Africa, and they are constrictors. But the nice part about them, they're not very big. There are a lot of pythons out there capable of getting over 25 feet. Not the case for this one, so don't make the mistake and get the wrong python. These guys, they don't have fangs or venom, like all constrictors, right? They do have little teeth. That's what they grab their prey with. Then they coil around it. They're going to give it a few hugs, and then they're going to swallow it whole. And these guys can eat things 3 to 5 times the size of their head. Now, they don't chew their food. They don't cut it up. They don't tear pieces off. So, no forks. So instead, they have to dislocate their jaw. And it looks pretty distorted. Some of you might have seen this before. The first separation's vertical. Their bottom jawbone detaches from their top, and it's just held together by really stretchy ligaments. Yeah. Now, here's the cool part. The bottom jawbone is 2 pieces that splits horizontally as well. And they'll use their jawbones like little hooks and move them back and forth to pull that food in. So when you don't chew your food, you don't have hands, you got to come up with some way to do that. But do you guys have any questions about these guys? Yes, ma'am. This one eats once a month, but that's a good question. You want to talk about fasting? That snake would top anybody here. Now, a lot of reptiles have, you know, the ability to go a long time. It has to do with their metabolism. I won't bore you. But that snake could go a year if it had to without eating. But it eats once a month here.
Will he get bigger? Is that
That's as big as they'll get. I say that. Now, snakes have indefinite growth, so they will grow till they die. But when they reach full size or around that time, it's such a small amount you won't be able to really tell. So.
And what was its name?
Monty.
No, the of the snake.
Oh, that's a ball python.
What is the ball for? Is it
They actually, to
or?
protect themselves, they'll curl into a ball with their head in the center.
Oh.
And they're also called royal pythons because at that point you can wear them like a crown because they'll just stay there. But
I'd like to, yeah.
yeah. All right, this little guy's gonna have a blast. He might climb on you. He might climb everywhere. He just does what he wants to. You want to talk about attitude? This guy has it. He's awesome. Fearless little animals. Does anybody know what he is? There we go. Yeah, Cotamundi. Multiple ways to pronounce it.
Today's Friday.
But today's Friday. Sorry, yeah.
Monday, yeah.
One of the days. These guys are from South America originally. They have increased their range up through Mexico. They say we have them in the southwest parts of the United States now, too. You guys want to guess what family he belongs to? Raccoon family. Yeah. So These guys will get about, over 20 pounds even if they have the food source. So just the size of same size as our raccoons here, just as mischievous, curious, and smart. Now they do well in urban areas because they've realized people have food and they like food, and so they'll team up and they'll go get that food. They travel in groups of up to 30. It's called a band of Codys. And you guys have heard of power with numbers, right? Power in numbers. Well, most predators aren't going to sneak up on you if you have 29 others watching your back. So they've learned to travel in big groups like that for protection. And their nose is really remarkable. If you guys can see that thing, not only is it a long snout for a good sense of smell, but it's a muscle. It's a semi-prehensile nose. So that's kind of a mouthful. But they can move their nose is what that means. Use it as a tool to dig through the ground looking for grubs. They also like fruits, vegetables, whatever you want. They'll probably eat it. So they're not very picky at all. And my favorite part about these little guys is they're fearless. I mean, from day one, they open their eyes. They're ready to go. Not really afraid of much. It's really nice when he sticks his nose in your nose. So watch out for that one. He likes, yep, he's trying it. Do you guys have any questions about him?
The nose is like to get in holes and stuff?
Yeah,
so
dig around, shuffle around, and then, he can move the substrate and dirt around as he's searching for food. So almost like a pig ruts, kind of that same concept thing. Does anybody else have any questions about him? All right, well, we're bringing out, I believe so, I could be wrong. This is my favorite reptile here. So, we'll see. Maybe I just set up for failure, but I think we brought him out today. So, and you might have met him before. I don't know if I brought him on or not. Did you meet Pixel?
The Tegu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think we have Pixel today.
Yeah, I don't
so
think he likes me.
he doesn't like you.
I don't know. He looked like he wanted to eat me, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Marcia's actually going to come around to the front of the stage on this one and just she'll sit on the stump. Don't pet her, but you can pet the lizard. She will bite. So this one right here is little intimidating, but it's all a bluff. He's a sweetheart. If you would like to pet him, you can definitely go for it. This is Pixel, and this guy, he's what's called a black and white tegu. T-E-G-U is how you spell that. These lizards, a lot of people don't know about them yet, but you will. They're an invasive species from South America. Maybe you've heard about Florida's problems with pretty much everything. This is one of them. Now, these lizards are pretty good size. I mean, he might grow a little bit more from that point, but that's about the size that he's going to be. Really cool texture of skin. If you feel it, it's beaded, but it's smooth. It's not rough, which is unique. A lot of monitors, which he's not, but a lot of monitors have rough skin, whereas his is not quite like that. Now, what's unique about this lizard is their intellect or their smarts. And I know telling you it's a smart lizard doesn't really go far. But as you can tell right here, he loves to be nurtured. They actually do care about affection. He's leash and harness trained. They can actually be litter box trained as well. So there is a pretty high level, yeah. Once again, if only the other animals could learn about that. But these guys, they mainly eat a lot of protein at this size. Early on, they like fruit and seeds. Lifespan of over 20 years, so a really good lifespan. Now, don't let him fool you. In the wild, they're pretty territorial. These guys can stand on their back feet and run at you for a little bit, so might creep you out. Did anybody see him stick his tongue out yet? No? He's got about a 5 or 6 inch long tongue, and that's what he's picking up your scent with. They have nostrils, but they don't have the olfactory sense. Instead, there's an organ in his mouth called a Jacobson's organ. So when the tongue comes out, odors and chemicals stick on it, and he brings it back in over and over to where he's picking up everything that's around him. So pretty cool technique. Like a snake, exactly.
Now, does it use its tail for anything? Is that a strong muscle?
He whips his tail back and forth.
Is that, yeah?
Yeah, and they also can swim really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the tail?
With the tail, yep.
Cool.
They can actually hold their breath for over 20 minutes.
That was a strong tail, I thought.
Strong tail.
Yeah.
And they'll store fat energy in there so that they can not eat for a while again. Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions about him? Yeah. They do. Yeah, he really likes meat at that age. Yep. He's a hunter, so, but early on he'll eat fruit. He likes mice. He eats chicken, beef, just undercooked chicken nuggets. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I mean, other than being a lizard, no. And Gilas, they have the same skin texture, so people will guess that a lot. But Gilas are venomous, so I wouldn't bring one of those out for you guys. At least I wouldn't tell you. All right, guys. Well, that was the last animal. Let's give them all a hand. They all did a good job. So thank you guys so much for coming out today, and thank you guys for joining us during the show. No problem. So you guys are free to roam around. At 12 o'clock, we'll have bottle feeding, so just meet up here if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day, and thank you guys.
Thank you, Buckaroo Bryce. Man, it's always awesome to be here at the Promised Land Zoo. It's always awesome to have them come to the studio, but today to actually be here, wasn't it awesome?
Oh, it was lots of fun to pet the animals, see the animals. I got kind of scratched up. One of the zebras was eating my pocket, too, so whew.
Yeah, well, you got zebras eating your pocket. You got what Dakota Monday was clawing at you.
Got me all clawed up, but
I feel fine. It must be just because they love me more than they love you.
it's true.
I don't know. But it's so great. To God be the glory for all of his great creation. I'm reminded of that because there's scriptures everywhere throughout the zoo, but there's a poster right over there, that big banner. It says, to God be the glory, and all the great things that he has done. And so we give him the glory, and we just thank the zoo. And when you're in Branson, come to the Promised Land Zoo. There's also in Arkansas the Eagle Rock Zoo, the drive-through zoo. So there's two of them, but make it as part of your plan when you come to Branson for sure. And now Justin wants to talk to us, tell us how to become partners with our ministry. And so we'll be right back after this.
Thank you for all you've done in helping us reach the world by entertainment with a message. The message that Jesus is the answer for the world today. Because it's time for us to know what's happening in these last days, this month's thank you gift is the book Soldiers of Allah, letting you be informed about the origins and cause of terrorism. And as a bonus, Kevin's newly remastered CD, The Time Has Come, featuring songs that he's written, plus award-winning songs like Rise Again, Going Up Yonder, and I Wish We'd All Been Ready. If you haven't joined our family of friends, you could start today. With your pledge of $33 a month, you'll be sent this month's thank you gift and a new gift every month sent to you without asking. So help us reach the world while there's still time. And remember, Jesus is the answer, and Jesus is coming soon.
What a great day it's been at the Promised Land Zoo. I'm here on my soapbox without a soapbox, but I got a few friends behind me. Hey, buddy. And my friend Buckaroo Bryce with a Siberian lynx. Beautiful. What we're trying to say by doing these kind of shows with animals is the heavens declare the glory of God. That's what the Bible says. But not just the heavens, but the trees of the field clap their hands, and the beasts of the earth give praise to God. All these things give glory and honor. Why? Because they show that there is a God, that he creates. He's so creative and so wonderful. He makes no two animals alike, no two people alike. And he's so creative, he can take everything that you've done wrong and turn it into right. Would you join the trees of the field and the heavens that declare his glory, and the beasts of the field? Would you join them and give your life to God? Would you serve God with your best today? That's what we're trying to say. All you have to do is say, Jesus, I surrender everything to you. Creator, I trust you to create in me and make me a new creature, a new creation. The old pass away and all things become new. Do that today, and I promise you that you will not regret it. So accept him today. We'll be back on our next program. Until then, remember, Jesus is the answer for your world today. Kind of looks like a roll-on, but it's not. It's a gel, and you don't need a lot, right?
That's
and you
correct.
do not rub it in. You just rub it on, right?
Yeah.
Spread a thin layer and just let it soak in.
And let it soak in. And you have had testimonials of instant headaches disappearing, correct? Neck aches. I mean, say you had a headache. What would you do? You put it on where?
Well, it works
Your
on,
head.
on headaches as well as migraines. Now, keep in mind that all migraines are headaches, but all headaches are not migraines. That has to be diagnosed by a medical doctor.
Right.
So I always qualify that, because sometimes people throw that term around loosely when they just have a headache. But we were at a show, and a lady came up. It was a coworker of this lady that went home for the day throwing up and suffering from a severe migraine. And she says, I've got to tell her about this product. So when she came back the next day, she says, I've got a massive migraine going. And she said, I've been diagnosed by the doctors, and it's really, really bad. Well, she didn't want to buy a bottle until she knew that it worked, understandably. And she put the gel on the forehead, the temple, behind the ears, and the back of the neck, kind of following the hairline. And she got maybe 2 or 3 booths down, and she turned around, she says, I can't believe it. And in 2 minutes, my pain is gone.
Well, there's a plant that I bet everybody wondered, what in the world did God invent that for? And it is
poison ivy. But we highly dilute the poison ivy so that what poison ivy we do in full strength does the complete opposite. So instead of creating inflammation, it reduces inflammation. Instead of causing redness, it reduces redness.
That amazing?
Instead of causing pain
That's my Jesus.
and redness,
Come on.
it reduces all of
There's
that.
no like synthetics or
No,
any kind of
no.
chemical that cause any side effects.
No side effects.
And it doesn't smell like, you put on some of that other stuff and you can't be in a room with somebody because they can smell that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And this is just a nice clear gel with no smell. A clear gel with no smell. I got a commercial right there. A clear gel with no smell. So try this Neo Relief today. It is all natural, no chemicals, no synthetics, and no side effects like you find in some of your pain relievers and some of your aspirin. So please try it today. For your gift of $25 or more, we'll send it free shipping to you. Call us at 209-44-KEVIN or go to kevinshorey.com and order it right away. We'll take your MasterCard, Visa, or debit card, and you can have it sent to you free shipping. Call us or write us. Our address is P.O. Box 525, Reed Spring, Missouri 65737. Get your pain relief today. Promotional consideration provided by Meyer Hotels.
The preceding program was brought to you by Kevin Shorey Ministries and our family of friends.